Today I want to make a video on the changes coming in the Burning Crusade compared to Classic WoW. Some of these changes will be the same changes that usually comes from Classic WoW to TBC, and some will be specific to TBC Anniversary based on the changes we know are happening this time around. Let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. So the first big change is going to be talents, and over here we can take a look at the TBC talents on the left side in the video, and the Classic WoW talents on the right side in the video as well. So this right here is an example of feral talents right now in Classic WoW on Anniversary. These on the other hand are an example of feral talents in the Burning Crusade. Now you can see that there are many similarities here. Basically the first two rows are basically the same, but already on the fourth row you can see some changes, where over here on TBC we only have 3 things to choose from. Meanwhile in Classic WoW we have 4 things, so we have Blood Frenzy as well. Scrolling down, we will see a couple more changes as well. I mean, in TBC we are getting way more talents later, so for example, even though we have this thing right here, which is basically Nurturing Instinct, increasing your healing spells by up to 100% of your agility, and increases the healing done to you by 20% while in cat form. This will be very good for raids where you get more healing, but also very good for solo gameplay where you heal yourself by a lot more. But also, going down to Heart of the Wild, for example, this one is basically the same, but you also have this talent on the other side that you don't currently have in Classic WoW. Then we get the Leader of the Pack, we also get Improved Leader of the Pack, and we get a brand new capstone talent with Mangle in the Burning Crusade. So we simply do get way more talent points and some reworks as well. Now for Feral, some of the changes done to talents are not even done in the Feral tree, because previously, like in Classic WoW, you tend to spec into balance to get natural weapons, and then also get Omen of Clarity. At the moment, we don't have that in TBC. As you can see here, we do have a focused Starlight, which basically has the same logo as this one right here. It's the same logo, but not the same talent at all. And Omen of Clarity in TBC has been moved over to Restoration, where you tend to spec into the Furrer spec, and then you go for Natural Shapeshifter, and you go for Naturalist, and then you go for Omen of Clarity. That seems to be the most commonly spec'd into spec here for the Burning Crusade. So basically, to get Omen of Clarity, you go into Restoration instead of a Balance, and instead of getting the more damage done by physical attack, you get this one, giving you more energy when shapeshifting, and also requiring less mana for shapeshifting as well. Next up then, starting already in the TBC pre-patch and in TBC itself, you can start buying PvP gear with honor points, and where this change comes in for the pre-patch is that you don't need to be a certain rank to buy certain gear, like for example the Grand Marshal gear. You just have to farm up a bunch of honor points, a bunch of marks, and then you can buy these items directly from the vendor. So if you're taking advantage of the level 58 boost, for example, or leveling up a Blood Elf or a Draenei, if you can just take a weekend at max level and grind PvP, you can basically have full rank 14 gear to go into the Burning Crusade with. Really big change. A quick side note here is that your honor points will be resetting from Classic WoW to the pre-patch, but it will not reset from the pre-patch to the Burning Crusade. So in the pre-patch itself you can also pre-farm honor points and pre-farm marks for level 70 gear. So even if you have full gear for level 60, you can still do PvP in the pre-patch and literally use the pre-patch to pre-farm currencies like the battleground marks and honor points and spend those for level 70 gear in the Burning Crusade. So you can use the pre-patch to farm gear for level 70 content, which is kind of insane, okay? Now, one thing that is going to be different in TBC Anniversary, at least very likely compared to TBC the first time, is mage boosting like this has been nerfed, especially on the PTR, and I'm very heavily assuming it's going to make it to the live servers as well. This is a change that happened in TBC the first time, but it happened 2 months before Wrath of the Lich King Classic came out, so basically happened at the absolute end of the Burning Crusade, and this time around this change is here from the start on TBC Anniversary. So this right here is an older clip of how it was in the Burning Crusade itself. In the first PTR back in 2021, you could basically kite these back and forth forever. You can't do that now. The mobs after 30 seconds of combat will be immune to slows and stuns and any type of root effect, and after a while they will simply start teleporting to you as well. So you can't do the whole juggling mobs like I'm doing here, for example. That's not going to work in TBC this time around. At least unless Blizzard changes their mind on this, which, I mean, they've done it before based on feedback, but I do believe a lot of people think this is a W, so I'm expecting this right here to make it into the game. And to be fair, I think that's okay. I really do. I will say, by the way, certain paladin farms and paladin boosting methods will still very likely be possible because they were happening in TBC the first time. So like when these changes happened or the nerfs happened the first time, paladins were able to get a workaround for it, and also warlocks might be able to farm certain dungeons as well. I will have a video on that out soon, if it's not already up as well, about a couple of workarounds for this nerf. Apart from all of this, you also have a very good quality of life change in TBC itself, which has to do with the obtaining of keys. If I go to this one right here, I believe we can check out one of them, right? So basically, you can buy certain keys for your alts and skip the reputation grind. So for example, on your first character, like the one that I'm on here, I'm gonna have to farm for this. The flame wrought key. This will I will have to get to honored or revered even to get this one, and then pay 9 gold for it. Now for my alts, I don't have to do that reputation grind, but I will have to pay more gold. So you have a pouch here for 90 gold, so 10 times the amount, but you can buy this one also at revered, but it contains a bind on the battle.net account key that unlocks the heroic difficulty for the Hellfire Citadel dungeons. This key can only be used by characters who have reached friendly with Honor Hold. So basically, I have to be revered to buy this, but then we get an account-bound version of this key right here, and the account-bound one they have to be friendly to use. So it takes reputation grind from your alts down from revered to friendly to be able to unlock heroic dungeons, which I think is a massive W, especially in the long term, but it could have a couple of possibly negative impacts when it comes to how many people are actually running dungeons. But yeah, I think it's a big W overall. I'm also gonna buy this ring, by the way, because that is apparently an upgrade. And while we're speaking about attunements, we also have to mention raid attunements, and as you can see here, scrolling down to this post right here by Blizzard for raids, every player's first character will be required to become fully attuned for each raid, but upon doing so, that raid will be unlocked for all characters on the player's Battle.net account. And also, raids will be released in their post-nerf state. So for raids, there's 2 big changes. Number 1, account-wide unlocks, or, well, attunements, and number 2, post-nerf raids. Then we also have a raid-wide heroism or blood loss, and while this change goes a long way to combat the need for a shaman in every group, it does remain to be seen if totems and auras buffs will remain party-wide. And I will say, if that happens, by the way, the parsing groups will still be using just as many shamans as they were before. Blizzard Heroism Bloodlust is now raid-wide with a 10-minute sated or exhaustion debuff. This specific ability or debuff will only to reset on boss, kill, and wipe. So this one right here is very controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it, because it's like, this was a thing in TBC, but pretty much any expansion after, we have, like in TBC, people were rotating shamans to get more of the heroism and bloodlust. It's a weird kind of cringe mechanic, but it was specific to TBC. It's kind of what made TBC different in a way to some people. Now to me, I don't really care about this change. I think it's like both a W and slight L at the same time, but to me, I'm very indifferent, okay? Either way. Increased Terracone spawn rate. This one is huge. Terracone is a well-known block for alchemists in the Burning Crusade, required for flasks of relentless assaults, haste potions, and heroic potions. Terracone is pretty much as in demand as a herb can be, and so the news that it will be more easily available is both unsurprising and welcome. So this is the change they're making. Terracone's respawn rate is increased, and additional Terracone nodes have been added. Then we also get the UI edit mode from retail. Anybody who's playing retail will be familiar with this one, or you can even just play around with it on the PTR for Anniversary that everybody has access to. By the way, that is the Classic Era PTR. You don't find the TBC PTR, it is the regular Classic Era PTR that has been updated to TBC. Either way, we have the edit mode now as well, and then Guildbank will be available from the start. In TBC the first time, I think this came in Phase 2, this time around it will be here from the start, so that's another change. In addition to all of these changes, we also have a bunch of changes to arenas that I'm not going to read through all of them, so feel free to pause the video right here and just look at the screen and read it for yourself. But a lot of changes happening to the PvP scene as well. In addition to everything we have covered so far, you also have the obvious things like, for example, getting access to Drain Eyes, Blood Dells, and the Jewel crafting in the TBC pre-patch as well. Either way, that's about what I have for you today, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and also if you want to enter the Burning Crusade with a lot more information about gold making, check out my gold making guide for the Burning Crusade through the link down below as well. Alternatively, if you want to make more gold right now in Classic WoW while waiting for the Burning Crusade, there's also a big sale on the bundle option, so you get a massive discount on both the guides when you buy them at the same time through that bundle option. You can check them out through the link down below in the video description, or in the pinned comment down below as well, okay? And when you buy these guides, you also get early access to a bunch of gold making videos. There's even investment videos right now for both Classic WoW and TBC investments. There's a bunch of different investments that you get access to by having these guides. You also get early access to gold making videos in the Burning Crusade itself, and there's some exclusive videos as well, so you get way more content than just the guide itself. Check it out through the link down below, and once again, it's a good way to support me as a content creator, and a good way to make sure that you never have to worry about gold ever again. Either way, that's it, so thank you for watching. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments down below. If you have anything to add as well, please comment that in the comments down below. Leave a like, leave a sub, and thank you once again. I'll see you in the next video.